War is inevitable.
We are going to have such fun together.
You've made the right choice.
And see, he says, you know the one. I really don't.
Time of Martin come!
People are gonna be like tapping their phones, like, what the fuck's going on, dude?
I'm a wizard!
I got one! I got one!
Split push.
Victory is ours!
I'll work with it.
Alright, some of us were together. We worked on it.
We're having a little trouble getting the show started here, but welcome to episode 55 of the Split Push podcast.
Why are you still here? Hi.
I don't know. I'm just trying to drive the speed limit right now, but that's actually... That speed limit is kind of an old day speed limit most of the places. But anyway, I digress and already get us off track. So, along with me here today is Dirt Nap Dan.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
There's Yuki.
I refuse to acknowledge my existence.
Okay. Guy could not be with us here this week.
He died.
But
Rip.
we do have Beagle Girl.
I agree with what Yuki said.
Your existence or Rip the dead guy?
Ooh. Wait, I'm just confused that you said you agree with Yuki.
Yeah, that sentence doesn't come out often.
We should move on before anybody's heads start to explode here, because we do have a special guest along with us here today, and it is an up-and-coming streamer out there that you all need to check out. It is Aliway, but she said I can call her Allie. So, yep,
Yes.
There she is.
That is me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I am feeling pretty good. You know what? TGIF.
Right?
I took the extra 5-minute snooze today. I was like, I don't care that I'm going to be 5 minutes late for work. Because you know why? Because the boss took the day off because it was nice. So he could put a pond in at his house.
That
That sounds like a
nice
good
day off.
excuse to be 5 minutes.
That's a bad excuse. Physical labor is never an option.
I don't know. I actually like digging holes. I was kind of disappointed I didn't get to.
You should have
help
just
him with
been
the
like, yo,
project.
let's close up. I'm coming. We're closing up.
Yeah.
Today we're landscapers. Tomorrow, insurance.
So, hey, anyway, as we continue to get off track here, let's throw the microphone here over to Allie and let her tell us all a little bit about herself, why she likes Smite, and why she has a pet turtle named Bubbalooski.
So I'm Allie. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Aliway. I've been playing Smite for a little bit over a year, and I got into it about maybe 2 years ago. Played it for like a month. Absolutely did not like it. Came back to it and fell in love with it. And I've been playing actually every single day since.
So the classic Smite experience.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't step away. Play it every day. Play with friends.
My problem is I'm not like so much as stepping away as I step away from gods because
Okay.
I start to suck with them because I think I know too much and my knowledge outdoes my fingers and coordination skills. So then I get bad with them for a while. So then I got to put them down and forget about all that crap. And then, 6 months later, I'll come back and I'll be all right with them again.
That's like the exact opposite of me. Like I just decline in skill, and I just say it's okay. I'll just get him to diamond. I'll never play him again, and then I'll move on to the next
Hey,
guy.
that sounds like me.
Kabrakan,
Alright.
I'm having
Yeah.
Kabrakan PTSD. That was the worst diamond chuck,
gosh.
and it was...
Wasn't it a double XP arena grind too?
Because that was the only place you could even get away with it. Because that was like early season 4, right?
I think so. When he
Or
was just like,
mid-season
yeah.
4? Oh, it was so bad. I was like, why is this so
I
difficult?
told you should have just built him damage every game.
I did build him damage most games, because you...
No. You just gotta do full blaster
No.
every game. Fat
No.
Loki or no fat Loki.
Oh, I love you, Kabrakan.
Blow up or get blowed up.
I love-
One way or the other. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to
I love you, Kabrakan, but no.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Guardians. Like any of them.
I'm a huge fan of Ymir because you can insta-kill people. It's about the extent of my... Oh, and Cerberus because he just frags.
Ooh.
I like Ares because he just
How do you-
walks at the enemy team and wins.
Just looks at them. They die.
Speaking of
Some
walking
game.
at
How
the
do
enemy
you-
team and winning, Horus is so much fun. And so is Set. Just saying. I've been playing them, and they're so much fun.
Yeah, how your game's been going this week with them, Dan?
Well, I don't want to talk about that because I've lost a lot. But
Wow.
So let's talk about it.
I will talk about a different god called Artemis. Yuki, you sadly were not here yet, but Beagle was, and I was playing with Dicey and Yuri. And I was playing Artemis in Assault, and they had a full physical team. So I bought Berserker Shield and Attacker's Blessing to start.
Uh-huh.
And I went straight into Aussie, bought Warrior's Boots, and then I was going to go into Ichabod. At one point in this match, there were 3 people tower diving me at once, and I popped my 2, and Burr's Ashi shielded through, I don't know, probably like 3 alts and like 4 other abilities and like 6 basics. Like, it was insane how much I would just,
Yeah.
heal up, go down, heal up, go down, heal up, go down, heal up, go down. And Dicey was like chewing on his fingers, screaming. He's like, "Oh my god, you're gonna die!" And I'm like, no, I got it. And I killed like 2 of them and then survived, walked away, life stealed up to full health, and then we went and won the game.
Sounds about right.
That was a fun game. Oh. Should I even talk about that Ares game?
Yes.
Do you remember though?
No,
Oh, you don't remember. I bet Dad remembers.
I don't remember anything.
I don't know. What are we trying to remember?
The Ares game, the one where it was like, really?
I have.
I don't think I was in that.
No, you
I
weren't
don't
in
remember any
it, but
Ares
you were
games.
watching me play it.
Oh.
See, Dan-
Is that when I walked by and I watched for like 30 seconds and asked if you guys were playing against bots?
Yes.
See, Dan, you showed me no love this week. You were on and playing games, but never bothered to party up.
That's not true. I was never the party leader, and I said that you were around, and that was it. I
You should-
can't do anything else.
You should.
Oh, no. That's all right. You were on Yuki and I sent you invites and didn't get anything back either.
Yeah, anyway, half the time
Yeah,
I try to
probably.
join up, and you would have just gotten
Last
off.
night, I got on. I'm like, oh, there's Yuki. I'm like, well, there's no voice party set up. So I made a voice party, sent out invites to everybody. And then, like, after a while, Yuri joined, which, talking about my games of the week,
Hold on.
it is the return
I
of
have
Yuri.
one more
Yeah.
point. I have one more point, though.
Yes, Dan, you may finish. I grant you your finish.
Meh.
Fucking Apollo.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
that was ridiculous.
Okay. So I get Apollo in Assault, and I just start going off. I'm like, in the lobby, I'm like, guys, are you fucking serious? I got the best hunter in the game. And I'm just like I'm talking Apollo up so hard, just anything in his kit that I can remember. I'm like, he's got that movement speed buff. He's got that CC, and CC. Dude, Apollo's best hunter in the game. And I proceeded to literally destroy the entire game. Went 6-1 the first game in 6 minutes. Yeah. In 6
What
minutes.
skin?
What skin? Elite Agent.
It's like his
And I
one good
remember
skin.
I remember walking by and you talking up the skin till.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
even got
So
the skin.
2 assaults later, I get Apollo again. And I'm like, there's no way I can frag out again, right? Like, okay, I'm just gonna do it again. I'm just gonna hype up Apollo in lobby, in game. I'm just gonna do it. All I'm gonna do is scream Apollo and just run at people. I went 12-4 and 23 and had top everything. I love Apollo for no reason. I sometimes you just gotta pretend you like a god to like a god, because damn did it work. I used to hate Apollo so much, and getting him to Diamond was my least favorite thing. Least favorite grind was definitely Apollo. Now, I'm just god tier Apollo.
It wasn't Loki?
No. That was the easiest. It's not hard to go
It's
24 and 3 every game.
Yeah, but how do you have fun playing Loki?
To be fair, that was season 5 Loki, though.
Season 5 Loki blows ass. I'm glad he's diamond already.
Last season?
No, oh, season 6. Sorry. Whoops.
Wow.
The one we're in now.
Welcome to 2019, bud.
Look, bro. All right.
Dude, where's your car?
I'm like a couple episodes back in my brain. Don't worry about it.
Even a couple episodes, it was still 2019, bro.
Nah. I'm talking like.
Well, anyway,
Remembering the good old days.
Yeah, I'm talking about
the
them
good
days.
old days. Yuri is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Dun, 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 dun,
He is back.
dun.
So, hold on. You know what, Yuri? I'm sorry, but I gotta do this. Because there is this one point where he's like, hey, I'm back. Little rusty for not having played for about 6 months. But, I went like 20-5 with Chop.
No, he said 20-0.
Well, he did say 20-0 at first, but in the end it was 20-5. And then he went 5-0 the next game. And I'm just like, yeah, rusty. Gotcha.
Rusty.
Sure. Rusty. Name that movie.
Very rusty.
Alright, but anyway, we were playing in one game in particular. This is actually the last game we played, but this one was kind of interesting on a couple different levels. First off, Dan was salty and didn't play this game because he came back from the movies and wasn't able to play well, so just hopped out. And we had a rando, and we get a Baron. And the other team has a Baron. I'm like, wow, look, it's fair. Like, how often do you get that? And then also we noticed that we were a 4-man with a random Baron, and we noticed the other team was a 4-man with a random Baron. So it was matchmaking at its finest in that aspect. However, it did proceed to give them a Set, a Loki, a Thanatos, a Tyr to go along with that Baron. So, yeah, they kind of weren't really in a position to go up against Beagle as Izanami, Guy as Hebo, Yuri as Odin, and me as Kuzumbo. Oh, that little Nene, he put his work in this week. Yeah, he got some overtime pay in. I just love building this healthy Kuzumbo and just letting that little Nene out there just running around. And I'm racking up so much damage with that. I love it. Just sitting on the back line. I was actually providing heart ward for my team, even though it was mostly physical on the other side that we were going up against and whatnot. Just played the backside. But what was really fun was just how well we coordinated in that game. Every time I was alting like 2 or 3 of them, I would just hear this bird bomb. Boom, cage up. They're dying. It was, raw. There goes the tidal wave through from Guy. Beagle's all fine. Oh, it was just wonders of amazement. And these poor guys, I mean, they tried, but it was obvious, like, they all got screwed with the guy that they got. And, it was a quick game. 10 minutes, they were out, but it was still a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And, being back with Yuri, I actually ended up playing Kuzumbo twice last night, too. Once in arena by choice. And that sucked because the other team really was, like, try-harding it out, and high-five to them. They did a really good job against us. And, beat the hell out of us. Shit happens. But really, I love to play your commander. That's all I gotta say. So, anyway, Allie, how your game's been going this week?
They're pretty inconsistent. I feel like I perform on like a daily basis, I guess you could say, where one day I play really well, and by really well, it's not very good, it's just average. And the next day is just absolutely losing streak, never winning a game, but still having fun, which is totally fine. For the past week, and finally I did it, I think 2 days ago, I've been grinding King Arthur to Diamond, which is awful. I don't like him. I know people don't like him. I know he needs another nerf. The past nerf wasn't big enough or whatever it may be. It's just so easy and nice to play him sometimes, to just kind of like get sucked in to the game. and just be like, you know what, I don't really have to pay attention. I could just, 3 in my yellow stance and just run around the whole entire map and then escape from whoever's trying to chase me. But my games usually don't go that well. I get carried by my team. I like playing in a 5-man. I don't really like playing with randoms, although it happens sometimes. However, I do feel like when I play by myself, I get in my elo, and my games go somewhat decently because it's people who are supposed to be meant towards my skill. I've been playing a lot more Conquest recently, which is really fun because when I first started playing this game, I didn't like it, and I feel like it just makes you a way better player and someone who actually wants to get more competitive into it or just likes winning at least a little bit. And what I've been talking about with most people recently is that half the people don't like the fact that you could just lose a conquest with like a snap of the finger. Basically, someone or the other team losing a team fight and then you win, or you losing a team fight and then they win. But that's like my favorite thing about it, where you're just down the whole entire game. And I've had so many games like that, and I don't know what it is. The one moment where one of my friends or one of the randoms starts complaining or starts saying, we're going to lose this, or how about we F6? Like, why don't we just move on? That's when you just wipe their whole team, and then all their Phoenixes are gone, and then all of a sudden their Titan's dead. So I've been having a lot of games like that recently, which is really fun. However, I'm in my friends' backpacks kind of just watching from afar getting carried.
Yeah, my shoulders
in the
get sore
backpack.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You sound a lot like us. We have our good days and we have our days
Yeah.
where it's like a couple games in, you're like, all right, I am done trying to get anywhere remotely above average today, so I am just going to fuck off and have some fun until I'm done and call it a day.
Yep.
Legit.
That's when I
Speaking
start
of which,
building
Yuki, how
like
your
all
game's
rings
been going?
Baron.
This week has been Izanami, or not Izanami. Man, wrong god. It's been apparently Yuki plays Naja support OP hard carry.
I remember that.
I've got like one loss in like 7 or 8 days with her, and it's all defense like all the time. I don't know what I would do with her if I could build damage. I'd be like, I can just blow up everything instead of just blow up everything. Oh, God, I don't know. Like, I used to hate her. I used to miss Sash, miss ult. Now I'm, sashing barely or, nearly around corners, saving people's lives. She's a lot of fun. Once you get the first two items online, once you get past the first 2 lines, I don't give a shit. It can be whatever it is.
It could be whatever it is.
You're assuming Naja's gender identity? How inappropriate.
Get him.
Oh.
Wait, have I been wrong this whole time?
It's
Najas?
a he.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
I at this point, I intentionally say she, just because.
He used to always intentionally say she.
Yeah.
Well, when I first started playing, I thought she was like, or he was like Jingwei, like just little girl.
Yeah.
And then no one called me out on it until like 6 months ago.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
So I was playing that whole time,
whatever.
just not knowing.
That's pretty much how it went for me. It was like,
Yeah. That's
2 years into the game, I find out that
Yeah.
Neisha's actually a fucking dude, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I see it.
That's
All
the
right.
point of mythology. So, but yeah, so lots of Naja, lots of green bars on my Smite Guru playing Naja. Been playing a lot of that. Insert support I feel works good with Team Here and Cupid, because I'm working on getting Cupid a diamond, and we have an understanding that at level 6, once Transcendence is online and you have Attacker's Blessing and Transcendence and Joust, you can one-kit somebody. And that is a beautiful thing to one-kit them at 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing.
Like, you just get that heart bomb, preferably not under tower. If they do go under tower, it can be hard to follow up on it because you need like an auto or two. But if you ult one, and then plink a couple autos, they will almost certainly die unless they're the tank or they have Aegis. Even if they have Aegis,
They probably will still die.
a lot of people Aegis the heart bomb, and it wears off before the detonate. because they're usually not fast enough to Aegis the initial damage, and they hit Aegis for the explosion damage. But if you don't do it, you got to count the heartbeats. If you do it too soon, you will get hit.
I always love that when they Aegis, and I'm just laughing as I walk
Yeah,
away,
you're
like,
like,
you're dead.
yeah.
Dingus.
No, you know what's even just as good as the heart bomb there too? And I did this with them. With your Jormungandr, is you're doing your kit. Oh. Anyway, you're doing your kit and you hit your 2 and they hit their Aegis. And it's just like, dumbass. I can wait.
Mm-hmm.
And then their Aegis falls and your 2 goes off and you kill them.
Yep. Also been kind of getting back into the Poseidon swing, because as we play mostly Joust, and Joust is a lot of really high mobility people right now. The Whirlpool good.
The Whirlpool good.
Whirlpool good. Arthur's fallen off a bit. We're not seeing as much of him since Set and Horus came out, which is why I really started picking him up again, because you just Whirlpool and Arthur's like, but guys, and then you just blow him up. That's kind of my games. Like, nothing stands out. It's just, wins and loses, kind of your normal shit, and then just nausea. Lots of nausea. Loving nausea.
That's awesome. My little interjection there, I need to go back to that for a moment, because I really need to throw a hats off, or a tip of the hat to the Discordia that we played with. When I was playing Jormungandr, dude, she was like a 6-star Discordia and played like she earned them 6 stars. That time I was talking about with the Aegis moment, I had 4 kills that match. They were all the enemy team's Daji. No matter what, it was just, I was chasing her down, just keeping her away from my team. And at one point, I dove underground and was heading towards the front of their fountain. And Daji and 2 other gods all started backing off in different directions. It was pretty late in the game. They knew I was coming at somebody. And Daji knew I was coming for her. She was just kept backing up, was almost at her tower radius. My 3 was just about to pop. And what do I see but a Discordia box pop up underneath her, stopping her dead in her tracks, which makes sure that my 3 pops up just in the right time, pops her up, throw my 1 down, hit my 2. I'm like, she put her Aegis up. Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, hats off to Umneri. Sure, Umneri. That's what I'm
We'll
going
go
with.
with that.
Whatever. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, got it.
I mean, yeah.
All right. So hey, Beagle, how your game's going? If your technical issues will resolve themselves here.
It's doing okay right now. So let's actually. Crap.
We do apologize for that a little bit, folks. We are working on getting our technology.
Dad refuses to actually call and ask them to fix the internet that we pay for.
Ooh,
He's grilling you, dude. I'm just saying. He's gonna have to edit that out.
It's been days.
Gonna have to edit
No,
that out.
leave that in. That's fine. It's fine. You can leave that in.
Yeah, it's getting left in.
For sure. Okay. Anyway, I guess I found out this week that I'm a pretty alright Khepri.
yeah.
This was the same game Dan talked about earlier with when he was Apollo. And I was
Apollo!
Khepri. Yuri was. Shut up! Yuri was Nuwa. Bacon was Bastet, and Yuki was Awilix. And I went 6'5" and 26 as Khepri. Like, built full tank. And I don't even remember much of that game, really. I just know that I just kept grabbing people and say, I got one! And then they'd just kill it. I loved it.
I loved it
That is
too.
fun.
I just was like,
I love
I
being
got one!
I love being the hunter behind the Khepri.
She kind of reminded me of the one gnome, the fishing gnome from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my god!
I got one! Except
Oh,
she
God.
never had to go, oh. She was always happy. It always killed him.
Well, there were like a few times somebody got away, but we usually ended up killing him
Yeah,
just
we
like
always
right
got him.
after, so.
Oh, that is just funny. So anyway, Beagle, how your game's been going?
I got one.
Dan, please stop. I don't know. Nothing else really sticks out to me. I mean, I will say, I getting close to having Cupid Diamond. I think I'm like 40 something away. Yeah.
Yeah, we both can work
And
on
then
Cupid.
I have.
Yeah, I know. You're both working on Cupid. You and Guy are both gods as Nisha now.
and-
Like, what the fuck?
I've been working on Cupid too. Which
Yeah,
has been
you
the
did.
funny
Yeah.
part.
Thank God I already
Since
did
when?
Cupid. Jeez.
I don't. And I have a lot of like tanks, like Guardians and Warriors getting close, which is like weird. But okay.
She thinks she doesn't play them, but we make her.
Well, that's just from playing Assault, alright?
Yeah.
That's salty.
And I mean, I've been getting support a lot in Conquest. Like, why? Leave me alone.
Why?
Like, I swear they just say, alright, the person with like the lowest level can just play support. It's fine, whatever.
Did you miss the last update show? They said they're going to make Beagle suffer. I mean, it's
Yeah, that was
in
the
the patch
hashtag
notes.
from the last patch notes.
yeah.
Hashtag make Beagle suffer.
I don't even remember that. What?
Oh my god, Lord. Okay. This just got a whole lot better. That made my day right there.
I'm gonna leave.
Oh no,
It's
her
fine.
internet is
You all have
failing.
fun. Yeah, you know what? My internet it's failing. So like.
You're fading out, sir.
Oh, no, okay.
And there she goes.
Oh.
All right, folks.
We're horrible
Well,
people.
She's back, and well, that's our games of the week this week. So how about that?
That
Well,
was
Guy
our
wasn't
Rebel of
here
the
to
Week.
talk the whole time, so
Yeah, exactly.
it's a pretty quick one.
All right. So, I thought we'd maybe take some time here, maybe dive a little bit more into who our special guest is here with us this week, and find out a little bit more of the details of what you'll find on an alley stream.
To be honest with you, it's more of just like, I don't know if it's even about the game. Well, it is about the game, obviously, but it's more of just like having fun. It's so crazy to see a whole spectrum of people on the first part of the spectrum, where it's people who are new to the game, people who don't really look into the competitive scene or just want to play for fun, just pick troll picks, go out on a limb and pick things where they're not supposed to be. And then on the other side of the spectrum, where people are wanting to make teams, where they want to be super competitive, where they're making VGS calls. And I don't even know where to put myself like on that spectrum. It's just so crazy that like our whole community is just a giant melting pot of everything in between, and we all play with each other. So it became just kind of like a hangout spot more than anything, of just like newer people to get involved if they're looking into it, of the competitive scene. And then maybe even the competitive scene, like maybe stepping down from that mindset and being like, okay, I'm just going to loosen up, or I'm just going to have one fun game, or I'm just going to play this, like, whatever main it is, or if they're practicing for a team. It's just nice to step down and just kind of like have some fun. We play Smite every night with each other, just switch out viewers every single game, and just the same people come back and same people want to play, and we get some really cool picks, because it's so nice and so refreshing just to see like people try hard half the time and get me out of that mindset of like, oh, it doesn't matter if we win or lose, and then actually like somewhat want to try or go into jungle, because I'm new to jungle, like extremely new to jungle, so it's really weird kind of seeing everyone else be like, this is how you do this is the route that I take. Everyone's really respectful in teaching each other how to learn more about the game. And then just like the next day we'll do all warriors in Clash or like all whatever in like Conquest. And it's just really fun and we all have a good time. Talk about SPL and SML a lot, which I'm still a little bit new to. I started watching last year, obviously, when I started playing and didn't really dive too much into it because I found out about it like right before the championship was starting. So right at the end of the SPL and SML. So it's really cool. Yeah, it is, where you see who wins and then you see like, you know, you pick your favorite players, you pick what team you want to root for. So now it's like nice to be like on top of that, where it's the beginning of it, or I guess we're in the heart of it now, and just being like, okay, I remember this person from last year, this person from wherever. So it's a lot of fun with everything mixed in between, and I'm still learning. Half the people that I play with are still learning. I think everyone could still learn, but it's more of just like people teaching me, which I feel bad about, because I feel like a lot in the Smite community, a lot of the Smite streamers, I'm going to say most of them are definitely almost all of them are better than me. So it's like, if you want tips and like tricks, don't go to me, don't watch me. There's like YouTubers, like other people that definitely help with that. It's more of just like a good time. And I learn something about the game every single day, whether it's about a God's kit, whether it's about what item to build, the meta in general. I read patch notes here and there, but it's hard to kind of grasp on everything. And like, I still don't know which items proc best on which god. So it's nice to just have people there and be like, this item works best on this god because of this reason, XYZ, and just so on and so forth. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Smite's like that. And just a little side tip. She reminded me of SPL, SML, and I checked our friendly league.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck you, Dicey.
Friendly.
Fuck you, Dicey, for having auto draft. Because if it wasn't for you and your meddling auto draft, I'd be in first place right now. Because I am the alpha, but no auto draft. Oh, come on. That is not fair.
Auto draft OP, bro.
I know, but he's got 565 points.
He's way out in the lead.
Like, I have 480 and I'm above everyone else by a fuckload, except for Guy, who's at 450.
Oh, I'm like at what? 3?
237.
3
You're
and a
taking
half.
a dead fat last right now.
Yeah, it's hard for me to follow that though, just because I'm like, well, I don't know, like I was all excited in the beginning and like none of my players played and you guys are all like playing 2-3 times. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's kind of hard to keep the flow of it.
You have to be able to watch all the games to really be into it, because then you can watch your players. But the odd times that they play the games at makes that weird.
Yeah.
I can't catch them because I'm sleeping. Dad can't catch them because he's at work. You know, Beagle's probably the only one that could watch them all.
If I wanted to, I can't. I just.
Beagle's
not
not
that a Supernatural. Why would she watch?
She doesn't care that much about. I don't want to say Smite, but I think she's more of a fun player than a try-hard player.
Yes, exactly.
All right, that's our league. Fucking dicey.
Yeah.
I almost got auto drafted too. I'm just saying. I could have lived the dream.
That was a surprise because Dicey was supposed to be there and you were not supposed to be there, and it turned out to be the other way around.
Right.
In my car.
That's dedication, folks.
That's dedication. That's the kind of dedication I bring when I'm not taking a nap.
That's right. That's the kind of dedication I bring when I'm not taking a nap. Don't interrupt his nap, though.
Yeah, it can actually be dangerous. If I've just fallen asleep and you wake me up, I start swinging because I have no idea what's going on or where I am.
He has no idea what's going on and who would be dumb enough to do it, so he's just swinging.
Oh no! Everyone's been in that state. If you've just fallen asleep, like that, probably in that first REM cycle, and you get woken up, you just like your brain has to turn on and has no idea what's going on.
Fight or flight! Fight or flight! Fight or flight! Fight! Ah!
I don't know, but I when I nap, I'm like still awake. My eyes are just resting. And then there's the times where I'm asleep, and there's times where I'm just sitting there with my eyes closed. And it's funny because people think I'm sleeping, and they're just laughing at me, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, you know what? I'm just totally relaxed. They can laugh at me all they want. I'm awake. Then I'll be asleep, but
true.
then I'll be awake again.
Yep. The split.
It's not. None of that's true.
It's the Split Push podcast.
No,
remember,
he just falls asleep.
From Team Dirt Naps,
You're
sometimes you
lost.
gotta take them before you give them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sometimes.
Dirt
it
Nap's
does
dad
help.
is the taker. He's always the first to fall.
Asleep.
Nah. Yeah.
I mean, I work third shift, so I win.
Excuses?
Like, I always outlast him because I stay up all night and all day.
Oh, we're so bad about that. What's Smite?
What is
Guys.
Smite?
Guys.
It's a game.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
generic MOBA game.
It's not generic. How dare you?
How very dare you? Blasphemy.
Blasphemer.
Inconceivable.
Shit, Dan. Like, really?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm sorry.
if you would have been a minute fraction of a second later, we would have said that in unison.
I know, but I beat you to it.
Fucking apple. Dan is the apple that fell out of the tree, rolled up against the stump, and planted root. Because, yeah,
you know who
we do that shit.
you know
all
who
the damn
didn't
time.
take a nap? Izanami.
Easy.
Easy. Did not sleep easy.
Easy. Whoa,
Whoa,
you wanna
take
talk
it
about
easy.
I want
Bro.
to talk about the easy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Izanami. And then we got some community section coming up, too. Bringing that back here for a showcase and whatnot. But yeah, this week we got on our session of progression, we will be talking about Izanami. So Yuki, what kind of lore she got?
Well, she is Japan's favorite zombie.
Zombie.
Izanami is actually really interesting because she's in there from the beginning of the mythology for Japan. So her full name is Izanami no Mikoto, she who invites, and she's both the goddess of creation and death. And as we kind of got into last week, there's a lot of recurring characters because we talked about two Japanese gods in the same month. So, but she was married to Izanagi. And her other, you'll also see her referred to as Izanami no Kami, because Kami is spirit-ish. I don't remember the exact definition. But as far as her being the goddess of creation, her and Izanagi were given a spear decorated with jewels named Ameno no Hoku? Ooh, that's a new one for me. I haven't read this one in a long time. So the two deities went to the bridge between heaven and earth and churned the sea with the spear. And when drops of salt water fell from the spear, Onogoroshima was created, and they descended from the bridge of heaven and made their home on an island. And that's the creation story as far as the islands of Japan. That's how they got created and where they get it. And then eventually they were like, we should totally get married and do that kind of whole thing because we're gods and the incest is kind of their go-to. So they built the pillar. Yeah, they built the pillar of heaven and built a palace because that's what you do. And I lost my place.
Why hasn't anyone built me a palace, by the way?
Yeah, so
that is what you do.
Well, here's how you go. I can tell you how to get your palace. You wait for your counterpart deity, god, goddess in this case. You wait for her to be like, we should totally get married. And then you go, sure. I mean, it's all fun and games. You get your pillar, you get your palace. But then when you go and have babies, they come out all freakish and deformed. And you'd be like, all right, well, we're going to send them, on a boat out to sea. And then we're going to ask our other god siblings and mothers and sons and daughters, what the fuck, bro? What did we do wrong? And they're going to be like,
sounds like something.
They're going to be like, yo, Izanagi, bruh, you let her ask you? You let her asking, no, that's why. Look, if you had asked her, kids would have been great. They could have been gods. It would have been beautiful. They would have had stories written about them. But because Izanami asked Izanagi, the babies were fugly.
So rude.
Ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, fugly babies.
So, Izanami dies giving birth to one of the two children, and Izanagi's like, not cool, bruh. So, he undertakes a journey into Yomi, which is the Shadowland of the Dead, Japanese underworld. Searches for Izanami, finds her, and Izanagi couldn't see her at first because the shadows were hiding her. Shadow World makes sense. And asked her to return with him. And Izanami informs Izanagi that he was too late. She'd already eaten food of the underworld and was one with the land of the dead. And touching on that, it's a very interesting thing. So you've got Greek Roman mythology. You see it in a few other mythologies around the world, and obviously here in the Japanese mythology. Eating food from the underworld is what finally links you to the underworld. You see it with Hades when he steals, his bride, because that's what you do when you're Greek. And it's a really interesting trope that we see all around the world. It's one of like 5 or 6 that really make it into almost every mythology. So it's good to see that one pop up. It's not quite as good as Pimple Babies.
Nothing is as good as Pimple
Nothing
Babies.
is as good as Pimple Babies.
Nothing will ever beat Pimple Baby gods. I am going to create my own religion so that there are more pimple-based gods.
Yeah. So, Izanagi...
I bet you could squeeze a few out, Dan.
Probably.
Yeah, I could pop them out.
Jesus. Izanagi was like kind of pissed. He's like, but I want you to come back, and refused to leave Izanami in the underworld. So while Izanami was sleeping, he took the comb that bound his long hair and set it alight as a torch. Under the sudden burst of light, he saw the horrid form of the once beautiful and graceful Izanami. She was now rotting from the flesh with maggots and foul creatures running all over her ravaged body. Izanami cries out, "What the fuck, bro?" It's probably, I think that was in the original Japanese script. It said, "What the fuck, bruh?" B-R-U-H. So
the spelling was accurate, yeah.
So Izanagi couldn't control his fear, started to run, intending to return to the living and abandon his death wife. Izanami wakes up, shrieking and indignant, and chased after him. She's like, "You didn't even let me put my makeup on. My hair's not dead. I'm rotting."
Give me a chance, bro.
I mean, yeah.
Let me do my foundation at least.
Yeah, so, and chased after him, and she sent Raijin and foul women, Shikome, to hunt for Izanagi and bring him back to
Her name was
the
Foul
underworld.
Women?
Yeah. So, Izanagi burst back into the land of dead, or the land of the living, into the cavern. That's the entrance to Yomi. And Izanami screamed from behind this impenetrable barricade and told Izanagi that if he left her, she would destroy 1,000 residents of the living every day. And he furiously cried he would give life to 1,500. And that's kind of where, it goes, and why she's a creepy death thing that they make movies about. So, yeah, don't
let her ask, I guess.
I mean, don't try to steal your wife from the, necromancy, not cool. And
that's also true. Don't go to the Shadow Realm to try to retrieve your dead wife. It's not worth it.
This isn't Dragon Ball Z. You can't do this.
Dragon Balls are nothing, bro. Just drop it.
Yeah, Dragon Ball's nothing. So, and there's 2 predominant texts with the stories. They vary slightly, but it's how she dies is the biggest change. Everything else is pretty much the same. That's Izanami. Fucking zombie chick.
No. All right. Well, Dan, how about some abilities?
All right. Oh, crap. Did I actually not click on her and now my page scrolled up? I gotta find her.
Oh, God. How
Found
embarrassing.
her. It's all good. Look how quick I am, guys. I'm on it. All right. Her passive. Death draws nigh. The closer Izanami gets to death, the more powerful she becomes. Izanami gains 4 physical penetration for each 10% of her health that is missing, up to a maximum of 20%. Also, Izanami's basic attacks only trigger item effects on the first target hit per attack. Penetration stack 4%, max stacks 5. Sickle Storm is her first ability. For 6 seconds, Izanami throws her Kama sickles even faster and more furiously. While active, she gains attack speed, and her basic attacks no longer return to her, instead applying bonus damage in addition to 100% of her basic attack power per hit. This bonus damage applies to all targets, including structures. The attack speed is 55 to 75%, and the bonus damage is 5 to 25%. That's a lot of attack speed, by the way.
It's 5 to
if you
25
didn't know.
flat.
Yep.
It's flat damage, not percent.
What did I say? Oh, yeah,
Percent.
oh god. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Holy Lord
sure.
almighty, that would hurt. Okay, 25% HP per shot. Bang, bang, bang. Goodbye, baby. Alright. Yeah, that would suck. Okay. Spectral Projection is her second ability. Izanami sends forth a demonic visage of herself to strike down her enemies, damaging and slowing all enemies in a line. If an enemy god is killed while slowed by this ability, future uses of the slow will be increased by 6% per kill, up to twice, for a maximum of 30%. The damage is 65 to 265 plus 90% of your physical power. The slow is 18% plus 6% per kill, max 30, and the slow duration is 3 seconds. Fade Away, her escape, Izanami descends into the underworld, becoming stealth and leaps away from her current position. Taking damage or firing an ability or basic attack breaks her stealth. The duration is 3 seconds to 5 seconds. This ability recently actually got a bunch of buffs. Most recently, it was they took away the self root at the end when you came up out of the ground, and then right before that,
Yay.
yeah,
Yep.
right before that, they decreased the travel time a little bit. So
That's really
yeah,
good now.
it's a really,
really
strong
nice.
escape now.
They used to suck to get
Especially with the
stuck.
stealth on the end, because you could just dash in place and walk away, and they have no idea. Which is kind of funny, also. Or you could just teleport behind
I've
them
done
and
that.
then one, and then kill them, and they sit there questioning their life.
There's nothing better than dashing nowhere, and when they turn around, you kill them from behind. I did that to a Loki once. It was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, because that's like Loki's MO, and you just Loki to Loki.
Yeah.
When you Loki's, it's always fun.
It's always a good time.
I low-key love Lokiing Lokis.
Alright.
So her ultimate.
Too much of that?
Oh god. Her ultimate, Dark Portal, Izanami summons a Dark Portal which damages and silences all enemies in range. The damage is 220 to 620 plus 100% of your physical power. That's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's been nerfed.
Duration is 1.5 seconds, scaling up to 2.1 seconds for the silence.
Which is a big silence.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot of damage. Like a lot of damage.
Yeah, I also would like to point out Izanami's basic attacks, because of the return, she has 75% on the initial hit and 25% on the return hit.
Right, you did look that up. Thank you for that snippet.
Yeah, you should use the page with the notes.
Fight
We talked
me,
about that
Yuki.
last week.
Give me a damn link right now.
Alright.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being looked down
Made
upon.
fun of. There's your link.
There you
I don't know
go.
why you don't use
Yeah,
this page. There's
Yeah,
all kinds of
sorry,
interesting
I
notes.
tried to use the Smite official page. Jeez.
Nah. You trust in low res?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
So anyway, Allie, how would you
It's just that
I'm
segue.
sorry, I'm now reading all the notes that I didn't have before, and I'm like, oh, well, wow, this would have been cool to say.
Our segues are like a Ferrari crashing
you
into
can
an
lace
ocean.
those in as further tips here. But anyway, Allie, how would you tell somebody that was like looking to pick up Izzy and player? How would you tell them to do so?
Gosh.
You're on the
That's
spot.
I know, it's because I'm trying to remember. I haven't touched her in quite some time, but with the buffs, especially right now, if you're thinking of picking up Izanami, now's the time to do it. She's very powerful. Although I still think she gets overshined by some of the better hunters currently. But I think her kit is so special, so unique, and so fun to mess with. So it's like, if you're new to the game, or just new to hunters in general, she's definitely one that stands out between everyone else, in my opinion. Not only her autos doing 75 on initial impact and then 25 on the way back, is not only really cool, it shreds through Kumba passive, it shreds through Calder, it shreds through stuff like that, which is just
corpses.
Yeah,
Guy
exactly.
loves Izanami.
It's so satisfying, because it's like, it's little things like that you don't really notice when you're playing other characters, but right when you pick a character like that up, like Yorm or someone like Izanami, it's like, dang, this is really nice to have.
Don't get him started on Yorm and not push corpses.
Yeah, we talked about that last week too.
She's just really fun, and her kit is really unique. Everyone likes turning invisible. I knew I needed that extra help on the dash, although she didn't have the nice dash that she has now when I started playing her. But I struggle with juking and jukes and, knowing where to look at my camera, or knowing where people are going to predict where I'm going to go. So having that extra one up of being invisible when you're already trying to escape or trying to sneak up on someone is really nice, and could, increase your chances of either getting away and or getting a kill, which is exactly what you want when you're new to the game, or just in general if you want to win. But her one is just like, I'm not a huge fan of, especially when hunters have buffs on their kits, like anyone like Jingwei or Rom. Not a huge fan of them, because it's more of just like buffing their autos. I really like ability-based hunters. I'm a huge fan of Neith, but Izanami, I feel like, is just the cherry on top, or just like my pride and joy, where just something about her, and then having her ult where it's a ranged mini AoE. I feel like she's a really good beginner god, and gets looked over a lot, or like overshined by someone either like Neith, or someone like who's in the meta currently, like Kernanos or Hachiman or anyone like that. But her 2 slowing, they actually changed her slow as well, so it's 3 seconds at all ranks currently, which I think is, really nice. But it's just nice to have that slow, that set up for, and then you could just cast your 1, absolutely shred through them. And then if they turn around and start hitting you, or start depleting your health, or you start getting attacked by their whole entire team, it's nice to have that 3 and or your ult to silence them so they can't finish the kill off on you. I think she gets overlooked a lot. She's been my favorite a long time ago when I first started playing, and other people were like, how about this, or this god's better, giving me all these reasons, and I was like, nope, I've always liked Izanami, so it's so nice for her to get a buff, and then maybe people, take that double take and go like, oh yeah, okay, she is kind of nice, I get what you're seeing, or I get what you saw in her before. It just sucks that I'm, like, trying to get away from my hunters a little bit. I'm still trying to get all of them to Diamond currently, or at least a star on one of them, which I don't have yet. But now's a nice time to go back to her, and it just like brings back the old days of when I first started playing, and actually pulling off better stuff that would require at least some sort of skill, like what I didn't have when I first started playing. Not saying I have amazing skill now, but just definitely being like, thinking differently, thinking like an actual, this is a MOBA, because Smite is my first MOBA and my first PC game. So being like, thinking out of the box and be like, okay, well, I used to screw up this much, or screw up before when I played her. Now, maybe I could sneak up on them with a 3, or be more aggressive. I think Izanami is a great hunter to be aggressive with. I think it's really, especially if you build something like Aussie on her where you get lifesteal back, it's so nice to just absolutely shred someone, or 1v1 someone, and then end up with, over half health when you finish the fight. It's just so satisfying and so rewarding when that happens.
I'm really surprised she didn't make it back into the meta. And for reasons when we get into the items, when we get itemization, I'll bring them up. It'll be a good time.
It'll be a good time.
What items do you really like on Izanami?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm a huge sucker for the popular tab. I never really, it's so bad, and I need someone to either coach me or give me flashcards or some sort of test. I feel like I don't have a brain when I play my Smite game. I know it sounds so bad. But when items are in the meta, I have like a giant opinion over the meta. Some people don't like it, but I like meta. I like people being, or I like gods being better than other gods, or I like items being better than other items, and then it gets completely flipped the next patch, or flipped the next way the next patch. It's easier for me to track and keep up with, to be like, this item's good, this item's garbage right now. And then next patch, it's gonna change. And then just have that list. I'm trying to branch out and kind of get into my own thing and be like, maybe this item will work. So I know it's generic, but I do build the traditional Aussie Ichabod. I usually build Devos, but I guess Devos isn't very good anymore. From what I've heard, due to Aussie. Yep. So obviously trans is never a bad item. Like, you can't go really that wrong with Transcendence, to be honest. But Ichabod Aussie, and I'm a huge fan of crit. Have always been a huge fan of crit. I try not to build it on people that, like, I tried crit Arthur one time. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
It's just like,
Wait.
It's all about that crit hurt.
It's all about that.
Yeah,
meme.
my
Crit hurt is actually
my friend
disgusting.
Demolisher.
I'm just saying.
If you were good at, if you're decent, you could pull it off for sure. But this is me just like, oh, I like crit, and I'm getting King Arthur to Diamond. Put them together. Let's just do it. You know, whatever it may be, solo lane and conquest. It didn't work out well for me. It worked out for my friend Demolisher, but he's also an amazing player. So it's like, well, you get what you worked for, you know? But huge fan of crit. Apparently Rage is a good item right now. When I first started playing.
It was bad for the longest time.
Absolutely terrible. So I have that, like, engraved in my brain. Rage is bad. Every time I see that, I'm like, ew, that's gross, that's bad. Because it was that bad when I first started playing, and obviously when I'm trying to learn items and someone says, stay away from that, that's kind of gonna stick with me. And then, you know, I see a bunch of people building it now, or like other people that I'm playing with, or I watch other people's streams and they're all building Rage, and I go, did I miss something? Did something happen where I need to build this? Because I know it was somewhat decent on, who did they build it on? I think it was Navejaw, a little bit ago, which it wasn't terrible on, but it's also like, why wouldn't you just build like Deathbringer or something else? Anyways, Izanami. But I am a huge fan of crit on Hunters, except for Neith or Uller, but just crit on Izanami is always fun. It's so rewarding to see, you know, the damage with the red around it, and just seeing the big fat 600 or big fat 500s. It's so cool. But, you know, even building whatever you want, like, I feel like you can't really mess up with building Hunters that bad. You know, I'm still trying to give myself some leeway, because some people will come to my stream and be like, what the heck are you building? What is that? Absolute garbage. So I think Hunters are a really good place to start, and it's also a really fun thing to start. I think the only problem with it is that I get completely bodied early game. I mess around early game, and then it, you know, takes 10 times as longer to get online in the late game, and that's where Hunters shine mostly, or just in general. But
yeah, early
crit
game's
definitely 100%. I'm just like, it's whatever. I just start playing. It's no big deal. Just run straight in the enemy tower. We'll be fine. But that's why I'm trying to get out of Hunters. But just the Izanami buff, she keeps reeling me back in, and just the crit, and then trying stupid stuff like crit on Arthur. I'm like, I want my Hunters back. So it's really nice to see them buff someone that I really, really enjoyed a long time ago, to be like, okay, yeah, I am coming back, and yeah, I am building all the meta items on her. I don't know what the current state of Hunters is, because in Season 5, people were saying that they were dead, because all that people would tell me about is that a long, long time ago, like when Smite first started, is that, well, not only could you build crit on multiple gods, or like, you know, magical gods as well, but the fact that you'd crit for like 1,000 at some point. So I'm sure people are used to that, and then now they see something like a 300 crit and they're like, oh, that's nothing. But I don't know, it's so nice to have something special, or at least see the items get buffed, you know, so they're more playable and more enjoyable. There's nothing better, because you were talking about Apollo and Assault, and like, you like Apollo. I like Apollo. Do you guys have a Penta, by the way? Can I ask this?
I have one.
Beagle finally got her penta.
You have one penta.
I have 8.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
congrats.
I finally got it after so long.
I would have 12
Yeah,
if Beagle didn't steal them from me all the time.
It's true.
Shut up, Dan.
It's 1,000% true.
I
Shut up, Dan.
can't even argue. You know
you
that's
don't know what you're
1,000% true.
Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
I may not know what I'm talking about, but I'm right.
I don't have a penta, and I feel like hunters are the best place to get that.
Assassins,
And
baby.
yeah, I guess, but I just whiff with every assassin. It's so bad. It's so poor. It's not. It's just. It gets to the point where it almost looks like I'm doing it on purpose. Where it's like, how did you actually miss that? Or are you legit not looking at the screen? Which, no, I'm not looking at the
I was
screen,
reading
but
chat.
that's, yeah, I do have that voice back. It's so good. But I think, especially since playing this game, starting with hunters, I feel more comfortable with those, and those are the chance where I am going to get pentas. I got a quadra with Apollo, and that's why Apollo is one of my favorite hunters currently, because
OP, baby.
some of the things that he could do. Yeah, he's cool. I got it in Assault too. I
I definitely think hunters have
Assault.
the best advantage for it, just because they don't rely on abilities, so your autos are never on cooldown.
100%.
Yeah.
Where it's just you do big fat damage consistently because of your autos late game. So I've been kind of low key trying with that, trying to get a penta, but also not trying, because I know if I try 100% and end up not getting it, I'm going to get frustrated.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's so nice to see him buffed, or just see items that could possibly help my chance and help
Odysseus
me.
bow on Izanami can really help with that because of the
And that just
interaction
got
with
buffed too.
with the interactions of on hit effects and the fact that her autos cleave through enemies. It makes Aussie really strong on her. It makes Ekival really strong on her because she stacks Ekival, on the first shot on a wave.
No, actually, she doesn't. They changed her auto.
Did they change
that? Yeah.
It's on the first. Oh, did they really?
Yeah. If you read, I don't know if it was in the. Let me read. It's in the passive. Also, Izanami's basic attacks only trigger item effects on the first target hit per attack.
Oh, well, that's a
Yeah,
bummer
they
because
changed it.
that makes
I think
missed that
they
one.
changed that back when Necrotic Scepter was big. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When Necrotic Scepter was like the start for Izanami because she'd just clear the wave and kill you and take no damage because she was healing.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's
6
kind of a bummer
times.
because I love the oboe interaction.
Yeah, I mean, it kills a couple interactions, but she's still really good with oboe because her 1 plus oboe means basically a bajillion attack speed.
Yeah,
And free procs, like tons.
yeah, but she does good because her autos pass through. She's also really forgiving if you're trying to get pentakills because the Guardian can't block your autos to save the squishy and then gets chewed away at the same time.
Yes, that's the worst. That is the worst.
Yeah. Not the worst when you're like, body.
Oh,
Body
aw.
block.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That goes through me.
But I mean, right now, like the meta items for hunters are just good. Like
Really good.
they're just good. Aussie,
Yeah.
why did they leave the passive on it? It's so good.
I
Kyle's really
proved
good.
how good it was with Artemis the other day in my
Oh my
Games
god!
of the
Oh
Week
yeah!
story.
Like there was a time in an assault match where I had Aussie on Huyi, and I was building him more for autos than the ability damage for memes. And I was
Memes
at like
and dreams.
yeah, it was later in the game. I was at like 2.47 attack speed, so I was close to the cap. And they're just walking at me, and I was like, "Oh, I should run. This is going to be oh, wait a minute. I'm almost to the passive." And then just got a quadra kill, chewed through the team, just holding down right trigger.
Holding down that trigger.
Yeah, just like, all right. It's like Kuzumbo. I did it in a joust. Kuzumbo's running at me. He's kicking my ass, throws up his thorns. I just keep holding autos, and I was watching myself. I healed back up from, that passive threshold back up to like 90% health with his thorns up.
Yeah.
And killed him. And proceeded to go about my business.
OP.
Yeah.
So anyway, Izanami.
Izanami.
Hey, we're talking
Yes.
about Aussie. That's close.
We're talking about interaction.
Yeah.
We're going from Izanami to items to just
We gotta talk about these good items on Izanami. See how that works?
yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
But yeah, so like a typical build order, we covered the items. Definitely looking starting attacker's blessing for like an arena, but for all the game modes, hunter's blessing is really good honor. You're looking at like transcendence, ninja tabai, Aussie executioner,
Ikival.
Ekival,
Yeah.
and then like an oboe to finish it off, or a Deathbringer. She still does really good with it, even with just Deathbringer.
Or if you like memes and dreams, go Silver Branch.
Go Silver Branch. Yeah, dude, you pop her one with Silver Branch up, it is so much damage.
Yeah.
It's
Her one
it's
with
great.
Silver Branch for rags.
Yeah, it's really good. It's almost as good as Apollo with his passive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
Apollo's the best
Who else
god in the
gets
game,
that much?
though, so
Who
nobody
much
compares.
else? Yeah, I'm trying to think who else has that big of a steroid. I mean, 75%.
That's pretty
Oh,
huge.
That's a lot.
I just know that my favorite thing to do with Izzy is to use that 3 to be aggressive. 3 into a fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially from, when they don't know you're coming. Let alone just, yeah, you see me coming, but you don't. But you did.
Yeah.
Nah,
And you do now.
I think my
'cause you're
favorite
gone.
is when, you're cornered and they think they have you and you dash and they think you dashed away, but you dash behind them. And then your team goes in and they're like, oh, easy, your Izzy's not here. We just chased her off. And then I appear behind them and killed them all.
The old dash behind enemy lines trick.
Yeah.
Huh?
So with her ability leveling, you take her 2 to start. That's her wave clear,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And then you look at her 1. Then you take her 3.
Or you could be a real douchebag and have your support go upgraded sprint right away and take your 1 and just
Yeah.
use your basic attacks to clear the wave way quicker than they can anyway. And then you chase that bitch down with upgraded sprint and you're 1 up.
Yeah. But typically, like I don't play
saying,
her right.
I have a lot of cheese strats up my sleeve.
Yeah. I probably don't play her right. I do like to level her 2, prioritize her 2 first, and then her 1. I mean, and her dash is kind of like you get cooldown reduction, but in a little bit more duration. But I think that really comes into play later in a game. So leaving the 3 for last priority is pretty good. And of course, you'll take her whenever you can because it does a metric ton of damage, which is a beautiful thing. And it is she's got one of the better hunter team fight ults. It's not just purely damage like Hui's ult. I'd say her, Kernanos, and Cupid have the best team fight ults, not just pure damage. And yeah, she also destroys towers. Holy cow, does she mow down towers?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk
Oof.
about that for a second. If you're Izanami and there's a tower that you want gone, just sneeze at it. Just put your 1 up and sneeze, and it's gone.
I think it's about it for Izanami. Anyone got any other hints, tips, tricks, or otherwise ridiculous Izanami facts? Ooh,
Skins?
skins.
Yeah.
You're talking about skins?
Oh, yes,
Best
skins.
skin, which, that's a hard one for me.
Really?
Oh,
I don't think so.
It is. I'm just like, and then I scroll down, I'm like, well, and I scroll down, I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Shadow
So-
Stalker's my favorite.
If it's so easy, why don't you say what it is, Allie?
Ooh.
The Shadow Stalker skin
Yep.
is my favorite Izanami
Baron
skin.
See, look,
is
now I
this.
want to wait. Are the skins on here too?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, the,
cool.
the Baroness one's good too.
Yes, Shadow Stalker is definitely one of my 3, and I really like that. The voice lines in that
Yeah.
are great. But I'm also going to have to throw into the mix 2 others. There's Baroness Izanami.
Yeah, it is.
And
Yeah, I like that one too.
just look at that hat. I'm still waiting for Yuki to make one.
Yeah.
And but then there's the other one, Dreadful Doll, just because of the voice pack and freaking people out.
That was her first
I do like
non-recolor,
that
too, was Dreadful Doll. I think Plague Bearer came after it. Did Plague Bearer come first?
No.
I don't remember, but yeah, she's got some nice skins now. Shadow Stalker is probably the one I use the most right now. If I'm playing
Yeah,
with
that's what I
Baron,
use.
I'll use Baroness. And if I want to be creepy, then I play Doll.
Yeah, I did the special emote on Creepy Doll.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh yeah, too.
Ah, shit. Alright, Beagle. It's been a while, but how's that community section looking?
Time to dust off your
Do
English
I
skills.
have to?
Wow. Folks.
Harsh.
Wow.
You see this? She gets a
Bro,
couple
you know I
weeks
can't
off,
read.
and now she doesn't want to do anything.
Dude, I can't read. Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. You just give me 1 second.
Well, this is the normal part of the episode, though, when Beagle's getting ready to do the community section, that we need to buy her some time to get ready quick.
We'll kick it off then. Herg chiming in. Any line from any kawaii skin.
Right.
They can be
True.
really obnoxious. I think Bastette's is the worst.
Especially Bastet.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you remember that
God.
one game where the Bastet was not
Nope.
being annoying,
Nope.
but it was the worst game of our lives?
Yep. She was
Yeah,
communicating
she was
very
communicating
well.
properly.
But she was using the kawaii skin and the voice pack.
I muted her.
Like,
I muted her.
Jesus, dude.
I had to. I was going to shoot
I think
myself.
most of you did. I'm like, I will stay and call the calls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Dad made that call. He was like, I'll stay and call the calls.
Yeah. Ring Wraith Reborn. Easily
Support for
solid
the
Hornet
team.
AMC. Yeah, his voice pack.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait. Which one is that? Oh, that.
Is that the one that
Yeah,
just
that's
says his
cool.
name for I'm
Yeah.
the greatest?
Yeah, I'm
and
pretty
it used to
sure.
be,
Wow.
and when it released, it was, and Ring Wraith Reborn brings it up. When that skin was released, it was like 3 times louder than every skin.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Uh,
Do you remember when Kumbhakarna, General Nosferus came out, how loud his emo
Oh my
was?
goodness, right?
oh my god.
People
Nick
would
Zero-
blink jump scare people. That's how
Yeah.
loud it was.
Yeah. Nick03977, raw spam laugh count, and I responded, yep.
Oh my god, that one's super
Asthenos, Pirate,
All right,
Sasano.
Beagle, are you in there yet?
I've been.
Okay.
All right,
It just
wow.
kind of started, and I just kind of went with it.
Cool.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I'm interrupting and saying no. Do your job, Beagle.
You just got this, I'm kidding. Pirate Sasana? Wait, what's that? What's annoying about that one? I really don't even know. I don't even know he had a pirate skin.
You don't play enough Sasano. There's like 2
No,
lines
I
in that
don't.
skin that just make me want to kill myself.
Hold up, wait. I'm actually on Smite right now. I want to go to it. Well, I won't be able to hear it because I don't have sound on my PlayStation right now.
I
But
don't know.
I want to see the skin.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the lines are on him.
Honestly, I feel like I should because I play him a lot, but I don't because I use the Steel Samurai.
Oh, it's a limited skin. That's why.
Oh,
I really want to know though.
Well, look it up later.
Dennis will have to tell you.
Well, I'm just gonna listen to it after podcast.
Mm-hmm. Sure you will.
And see, he says you know the one. I really don't.
I really don't, actually.
I really don't.
She doesn't. She doesn't.
No.
Hmm. What's Conradical got to say? Because I know
This'll be
someone
no
that
pieces
agrees
of
with
8.
him.
Well, we'll have to do. I know that's a really annoying line that he says.
Speaking of Raw, I don't mind it, but my buddies always complain when I use the Sun God skin for Raw, mainly because they get sick of hearing "Fry Baby Fry" on his 1. You don't need Vision on his 2, and come on, get your butts in here on his 3. Why is that so bad? I like that voice line. You guys are
That's
just
my
party
favorite.
poopers. You guys are all just, see, like, you guys are just all party poopers. That's I like that line.
I love that
I do
skin,
too, I
especially
agree.
because it bugs people so much. Especially
You know
because
what?
it bugs
I've been
Dicey so
using-
much.
I've been using
It does.
that
Come
other
on,
skin
get
from
your
that one
butts in
bundle.
here.
I'm gonna use that forever now.
That's for him, by the way, just in case he listens.
And I even have the actual voice pack for Raw, so that's even better.
Yeah, I'm getting
Just
through
use
all
that
the
skin forever.
emotes right now. That's my chore right now. Getting through all the emotes,
I've been doing that too.
buying them with favor.
I'm not really that far.
Oh,
Next,
You have
next.
thing
a
to do.
lot for
No,
the chest.
one.
I do not
Beagle.
favor it in the least.
Hey, they're talking.
At least you
alright?
won't get them from chests.
Yeah, that's the point. I'm just trying to make sure my chests
Yeah.
are as worthwhile as possible.
There's nothing more upsetting than getting an emote and a
Yeah,
chest.
and you're like, or an avatar, and you're like, oh yeah, sweet,
Oh.
thanks.
Oh my god. I was at the store the other day, convenience store, and I looked down at the rack of lighters
And
that was there.
You got a
and
new Smite
there was-
avatar?
Yes. There was this whole tower of white lighters, and all they had on them was this, in the middle was a little square, and it had a different country and their little emblem on it. And I about shit my pants. I was going to buy one from like Nicaragua or somewhere just to say I got a Smite avatar.
Romania.
You should have bought the one that Yuki always rocks and sent it to him.
Yo.
Yeah. Hey, excuse me, I need to dig through your lighters here for a little bit. Ah, shit. That was funny. I should have bought one. I don't know why I didn't, honestly.
Scrub.
Yeah. So, anyway, I guess Beagle's technical problems are continuing since she dropped out there. So,
Nah, you don't
American
think?
Zombie,
No, she just
You
kept
know?
waiting for you guys not to interrupt.
her
Yeah.
the entire Zot's pterodactyl voice pack or the monkey region.
People are gonna be like tapping their phones, like, what the fuck's going on, dude?
Yeah, sorry, folks.
Why is my internet?
What is
out?
going on with my mom? What is with the internet?
I
Oh,
don't know.
dear
I don't
God,
know why
were
they did that
trolling.
to those skins. It's so
Yeah.
like it's when someone uses that skin, I'm like, great. Now I have to look away from whatever I'm in the middle of to figure out what they're saying.
Oh
And-
yeah, the
Yeah,
Okay.
oh,
Dan.
okay, enemy
That's
missing
enough
left.
of
Thanks.
that. Ah.
brothership. Any voice pack that doesn't really say any words. I think those are the
I
only
mean,
two.
That's basically it, yeah. Oh, which, by the way, welcome to the Discord Brothership, our
Yeah,
most recent joiner there.
as of recording.
Joiner. That's weird.
Hey, Beagle.
All right.
Fucking Raven.
Beagle's back. Maybe.
I can't.
Is she?
I'm hardly freaking connected right now.
All right, we'll finish up.
All right.
Bye.
So, yep. Bye. Rathan, which, by the way, will be our special guest next week.
Yay! I love him. He's
I
such a
love
Yeah,
him.
sweetheart.
he's,
too.
he's great.
We are so looking forward to having him on the show.
Should we? Should we?
But I highly suspect, his thing is anything that Weekend says,
Yeah, no.
which Weekend promptly replied with a "F you."
We should have them
Uh.
on for a duo episode. That would be a good episode.
Wait, what? Oh,
Weekend and
No.
Rathan together.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
We'd be stoking
we'll
that
see what we do
fire.
there.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be pouring gasoline, but it would be really fun.
Yeah.
Another one, a former guest, Camberlin here. I just like the "I'll light you up" from Raw, as well as the "Step into the light." Seems like people don't really like that voice pack too much.
It's 'cause
Seems
it
like people
comes
are
up-
just like, Ross, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Raw. Why?
I don't know.
Oh wait,
I
did we
love
get to the
Raw.
Ross spam laugh comments
I do
yet?
too.
Because that's coming up, I'm sure.
Oh, I don't know. Super Daza, lots of annoying but pretty funny spammable woohoo lines in the game. Dread Queen Circuit's
Oh God.
springs to mind.
Oh.
Okay, can we talk about the worst woohoo in the game though? Actually, and it's on a recent
Which is
skin.
the worst?
Royal Champion on her.
Oh God.
His woohoo is clapping.
Yeah.
Like
I
Doesn't
hate
Thanatos
that.
have one like that too?
that's what his
Yeah.
woohoo sounds like.
I hate that.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of awkward when you have a Kawaii Bastet and you say woohoo and then she talks. It just doesn't sound
Ugh.
okay.
Ugh.
It,
Sorry.
I just didn't like it. Didn't like it.
As Kurt chiming in with the Sun Dot Raw. Yep. And Ullers, let's switch it up. All right. First off, you fucking Uller motherfuckers out there,
Hey.
stop changing stances constantly, please.
No.
There's no reason to spam it at the beginning of a game.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
Actually,
No.
there is, and I'm going to
there's
tell you it right now.
I just can't
I'm going to tell you
decide.
it right now, okay?
Okay.
I do that because once you get cooldown, the global timer on when you can change is actually different and shorter. so you can change stances faster. So I actually do, in the early game, change stances really often so that I remember that it's slower than I think it is.
That's not standing there for 2.5 minutes before a game starts, just switching stances.
Okay, well, no, it's not that, but I do it often, a lot. In the beginning.
That's if it's in play. I mean, there are other reasons. If you're switching stances a lot,
no, I mean, like, I'll be running out from fountain,
cooldowns.
and I'll just do it the whole way up, just to get used to the cooldown. Because I'm used to 40% Uller, where I'm jumping in, throwing ability, ability, until they're all dead.
Yeah, again, but
because pentakills are fun.
Yeah, but it's just like, there's.
I want to hit double-digit pentakills.
Uller drives me
before the
nuts
season
sometimes.
ends.
Yeah, all the stance switchers, really. All the stance switchers. You don't have to. Like mid-fight, even if you don't need to switch stances, or if you're kind of, if you're in a little bit of a box or poking match, that's different, because if you're switching stances a lot with the stance switcher, you can make it harder for someone else to mentally keep track of cooldowns or judge your cooldowns or what you're going to do. That's different than
if you're
nothing
always switching
spawned.
stances as Uller and like going in and out of melee and range, they have no idea what's going on. They never know what to expect.
Yeah.
Very true fact.
Full-time, part-time, Kawhi Bastet. Yep. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of anti-Kawhi Bastet and Ron.
Oh god, it's such an annoying freaking voice pack.
Dude, I hate it.
And Matthew Cassell, you're electric times 5. Yeah. You're electric.
My favorite BGS spam in the game is okay, because Dicey spams it every time he dies.
People think he's mad at him too. And it's like, nope, that's just Dicey.
Yep. Randoms are always like, you raw cancel that, quiet. And he's like, I don't care that they think I'm salty. It's just what I do.
It's just what I do. It's
What
pre-programmed into my
happened?
controller. My controller came this way. When I die,
My
it does
controller
this.
came this way. When I die, it automatically BGS spams okay. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think if there's one that's...
What's our last guest have to say there for this week, Yuki?
What do you mean?
The last answer?
Did you get the last response?
That was
one more, right?
That was the last one.
No.
Thought you got Matt Castle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
And
my
then-
God!
Then you guys kind of regress back to that other Kawhi
Wait.
thing. That's what threw me off.
Hold up. That line, I remember today, I played a game with Guy in between my classes, and we had a Zeus that just kept spamming that line, and I literally just wanted to freaking punch him in the face.
You're electric!
Yep.
Like, just freaking ask him. Like,
No,
that
no.
entire game. You're electric, you're electric. I was ready to freaking...
I'm trying to think of
We
any
all
one
know
voice
what
line.
my most annoying thing is. It's a fucking Mercury.
Bing, bing.
I was just about to say that. The Shaolin
Yes,
Fury
it's the
skin.
worst.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Thoth
Hate
is
it.
really bad too. I'm like, yeah, you have.
We get it, Thoth.
we
You
know.
have an ultimate that you can cancel. Thanks.
Yeah.
You keep.
At least it takes mana from his now.
Merc
though.
should. Why doesn't Mercs? There's no reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no reason. I'm trying to think if there's any one voice line.
Hashtag make Merc suffer.
Yeah, make Mercury suffer. I'm trying to think of any voice line that particularly irritates me. It's not like the obvious Bastet skins and all that. Anybody who spams VGS?
Honestly, it's kind of funny, but I get really it doesn't really peeve me or like set me off, but like, I'll buy a fucking bow and my character goes, "This sword looks sharp," and I'm like, yeah. Of course it fucking does, you idiot. Of course it does.
Who you skin? How much money was it? Is this blade made of 1,000
Oh,
steel?
oh my god, that's the line! I hate that
It's so
line!
annoying. I hate it so much.
Is this made of 1,000-fold steel? I only use 1,000-fold
See,
steel.
I hate but love that skin at the same time. Like, I hate a lot of the voice lines, like especially as woohoo. It's just woo. It's just like, come on, like, don't be so lame.
And then, but I have to use that skin because then the joke is the "I'll fuck you up" joke. So
Yeah, but then if you use the cowboy one, you can always remember to drink upstream.
yeah, I mean, I'm your Huckleberry, but
That's Huckleberry.
I'm your
on that
Huckleberry.
skin.
Every time. Dad was always like, Dad, what's going to show you? Huckleberry.
Yeah.
Every time.
Is that
Oh,
that's
yeah. You're playing who? Huckleberry.
Huckleberry?
Who's Huckleberry?
So, Allie, any that weren't mentioned that particularly stand out to you?
I think I love Cupid to
Oh, God.
pieces. I will always love Cupid to pieces, but the bee Cupid, something
Look
about
like a bee,
it,
stinging like a bee.
and it's not just it's not just it's all of them. It's all of his voice lines. I don't know what it is. I get like Cupid's a baby, so it's like it's supposed to be high pitched. It's supposed to be kind of obnoxious or whatever it may be. But every single one of them, like clearly when you spam anything, it's gonna get a little annoying. But it's just extra annoying with the bee skin. I don't know what it is. It just like as soon as I see someone pick Cupid, and then as soon as I see that skin, I'm just like instant mute. I was like, I don't want any of it.
want anything
It's just
to do
gonna
with
ruin
it.
the rest of the
They
game.
need,
I don't care if he calls out the best stuff ever. I don't
they
want
need
to
to
hear
make
it.
an AMC skin where all of his bees are little tiny cupids in the bee
Oh,
costume.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That would be great.
That'd be really
But
cool.
instead of like making the normal buzzing sound, it's just a little cupid voice going me.
They should have done that with his
Yes.
chibi skin. That would have been cool.
We haven't seen anything like
That,
that.
Yuki, that is actually an awesome
That's a-
idea. I hope
there
that
you go,
somehow that
Hi-Rez.
gets worked in there.
I just I just thought of a thing. What's the freaking name of the skin? The one on her skin that I always use.
Dandelion?
The Olympian? No, you don't have that
No, not Olympian. I don't use that one. The Duke Dandelion
Oh, yeah.
one.
Yeah.
His laugh. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I thought
There's
of-
like
I
so
thought of
many
one, actually.
others.
I thought
but
of one.
can't think. What?
I always hated playing Vanguard Hercules, which is the like night one,
Oh.
because you buy a piece of defense and he fucking moans and groans. I'm already wearing the weight of an elephant. Yeah, well, shut the fuck up, Hercules. You're still dying like a freaking wet piece of paper. So get your ass in there. All right.
Piece of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I mean,
Dan. Do you remember that one game of Conquest where like some random like was yelling at me for not calling missing? And like I spammed it every time someone went missing, and then when I stopped spamming and I just like said it was still just so annoying. Just saying enemy missing left. It was so annoying.
Yeah.
it was so annoying to do what I should be doing to help out my team. It was awful.
It was only because like I was spamming it. Like I'd spam it until it like stopped me. Just to make sure that random heard, you know.
Well, to be fair,
and
she'd
then
be
when I
like
just
enemy
started
missing
saying
left.
normally.
The guy middle would die. Enemy missing left. Enemy missing left. Enemy
Yeah.
missing left.
We've all been there.
So it's like, all right, fine, buddy. If you
You know what
can't
used to be a
listen
really
to
annoying
VGS,
skin, but you
I
never
will
see
make
anymore?
sure you hear the VGS.
What?
Yeah. The Derpulese skin.
There,
I love that.
I love it, but it used to be
I love that
it used to be
song.
like one of his only good skins. So I used to hear it all the time, and that every other match is really annoying.
Dude, I love that.
I can see
I'm
it being
sorry.
annoying.
I try to
hearing
use
a
it
lot,
whenever
but
I can.
That's
I worked it into the new intro, so you know, I like it.
Derpulese.
I like Derpulese.
Derpulese.
The covers are that's our community section. It's been a while. You need
It is.
It's been a while since we've had community section.
to-
All right. Well, that means it's time to wrap it up here for this week. So a little bit of house cleaning here is again next week we have Rathan coming on the show. So if you have any questions for anything for him, always feel free to pop them up in our guest section question if you want. Otherwise, we just ask what we want and have the conversation that we have, and high five. There's some skin codes that we were giving away. Make sure you're checking your schnit. There's going to be some announcements coming soon, I believe. And so I'm going to turn things here over to Allie. And Allie, why don't you tell the podcast world here where all they can find you again, how they can get a hold of you on the interwebs, and whatever else you want to let them know before you go.
Well, my Twitch is Aliway, Aliway, on there every single night playing the same game, Smite, the one that we all love. All my social medias is Aliway Stream, which is just Aliway and the word stream. And I use Twitter the most, so I give away skins on there and then, do my going live tweets on there, and that's pretty much it. That's all that I have.
Giving away some of those new Artio skins. That's such a great skin.
It is absolutely amazing. You know what I heard? Someone from my Discord told me that she looks like Owen Wilson, and I got so defensive. I don't know why that bothered me so much. Like, Oswald, if you're listening to this, I disagree, because someone said that she clearly looks like a woman, but someone said her face looks like a man. I was like, I don't see it. And then there was memes floating around Instagram, floating around Twitter, floating around everywhere, and they were comparing her to Owen Wilson. And I was like, just because she's blonde and has green
the blonde
eyes,
does kind of throw it off.
I think it's Owen Wilson. I agree with that. I do agree with that. There's something, I don't know if it's the colors or whatever it may be, but I don't know. But I really like that skin. I think it looks really nice. And to be honest, when you're playing the skin, you don't see your face. So you don't know that you're playing Owen Wilson.
You're playing Owen Wilson.
The other team does, though.
Shit.
That was like when Messenger
Is that all your info then?
Yeah, that's all my info.
That's all of that, the whole
that
thing,
and Owen
right?
Wilson.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
So I'm at lookslikeowenwilson.com. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Dan, how can folks get a hold of you?
You can find me on the PS4 island at DirtXNapXDan. You can find me on the crossplay continent at DirtNapDan, and you can find me find us, I should say, rather, on the official Split Push Podcast Twitter at Split Push Podcast with no A.
Yuki?
Yay.
You can find me on PlayStation at ryukotse_Yuki and Twitter at YukiGaming22. And there's the rumor mills are churning. Xbox and PlayStation working on cloud game. It better be crossplay and it better be next week.
High five.
High five.
Beagle?
You can find me on Twitter at Beagle_Girl27 and PlayStation Island at Beagle_Girl2780.
PlayStation Island blows, by the way. I really wish we had crossplay.
Yeah.
Because
we will never give up the fight.
If nothing else, I just wish I could use my goddamn skins, man. I love playing on PC.
But
Yeah,
I'm outta here.
I've played on PC and I want to, but I want my stuff.
I'm out of here. Peace.
My skins.
well, before we go, you can find good old DirtNapsDad out there on the World Wide Web of things on PlayStation at dirt_naps_dad, and it's also the same if you at me on Twitter. Otherwise, join our Discord, hit the little heart buttons, the subscribe buttons, the like buttons, whatever button is a positive button, make sure you're hitting it for us. It helps us out and it helps spread the word to the rest of the Smite community that we're out here and so forth. So share the wealth, right, my friends? Anything else, folks?
I need to make my own Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
Twitter?
I was running the
You don't
official
have
one, but I hate
Twitter?
Twitter.
How do you See, everyone says that until they get Twitter.
I have Twitter.
I
don't
tried
use
to
it
run
much.
the official Twitter, and I was starting a new job, and I was just too busy. I just didn't have it.
That makes
Excuses,
sense.
excuses.
Damn
Well,
straight,
before
son.
we come up with any more excuses of why we're not ending the show, hey, when it comes to
We've done the
don't wanna
when it
go.
comes
outro.
to dirt naps, though, folks, you gotta give them before you take them, and when all else fails,
Split
split
push!
push.
Thank you for watching the Split Push podcast.